Hello, future scientists! We will continue our lesson in Unit 5, Forces. And today, we will recognize that both pushes and pulls are forces. And we will also recognize that when things speed up, slow down, or change direction, there is a cause. These keywords, wind and bubbles, will help us understand about making things move. Wind means moving air. Bubbles or a bubble is just air wrapped in soap film. And a soap film is made from soap and water or other liquid. Watch these videos to understand more about the lesson and that they force, using push, air into the bubble, which pushes the mixture to make a larger bubble. If they force too much, again, using push, force too much air into the bubble, it will burst. The force of the air moving, so the air moving, that is the wind, then pushes the bubbles around. Now, let's try to make our homemade bubbles with these basic ingredients. So you will need a cup of water, Kairos syrup or glycerin to make your bubbles sticky, and dishwashing liquid. Okay, so mix the ingredients and we can make the bubbles by using forces. What makes the bubbles move once they have been made? When you blow air into soapy water, the air stretches the surface. The surface tension in this stretchy layer captures the air and pulls the soapy water into the shape of a sphere. Bubbles are very light. When you blow into a bubble wand, you push your breath into the bubble mixture and the bubbles grow. The bubble floats in the air. The wind blows them around. I know you're all wondering why is a bubble round. Okay, bubbles can stretch and become all kinds of crazy looking shapes, but a sphere has the smallest surface area for the amount of volume. And why do bubbles pop? Bubbles pop when the water between the soap film surfaces evaporates. And also maybe you're asking, why do bubbles stick together? A bubble tends to minimize its surface area, then will join together to share one common wall. Okay, so three bubbles will meet at the center, just like this, and then always at an angle of 120 degrees. In this lesson, you have recognized that both pushes and pulls are forces, and also recognize, after watching that video and the pictures that I've shown you, recognize that when things speed up, slow down, or change direction, there is a cause. And this applies in making bubbles with its two methods. The first one is pushing with a steady but strong wind on a soap film through a circular wand, which causes it to grow into a bubble. And then the second method is pushing with a gentle wind on an already inflated film in order to drive its further growth. You already made the bubble, so let's answer your learner's book, page 111. Blow the bubble mixture, okay? And then what force must you use to make these small bubbles? What do you think? Looking at this picture, do not force, okay? Meaning don't apply too much push because do not force too much air into the bubble. Now, letter B, what force must you use to make big bubbles? Oh, I also would like to make big bubbles, but what force would I use? So you have to push lots of air into the bubble and you will get like this. What happens when you blow gently? The bubble is smaller or gets bigger more slowly. As you can see in this picture, smaller, then becoming big. Then what happens when you blow hard? So the bubble gets bigger quickly and it might burst. So try not to blow harder, okay? So enjoy first that big size of the bubble. And letter E, how can you make your bubbles change direction? I'm sure you're wondering how come she made this giant bubble, okay? That is because she moved the bubble maker up, down, or sideways and then blow bubbles, wave the bubble wand around, okay? Instead of blowing into it. Yeah, complete this workbook. Page 65, playing with bubbles. Look at the picture so that you remember, okay, blowing bubbles. Now that you've learned that bubbles are light and float in the air, and when you blow, you push your breath, and the wind pushes the bubbles. And to make the bubbles change direction, just move the wand up and down. Okay? Now, challenge yourself. What happens if you use too much force when you blow a bubble? And what force must you use to make your bubbles go upwards? Future scientists, let's hear your thoughts.